I'm Jordan Hatfield. This is Faster Film Critic. Today on the show, we talk Scrooged with Kolter and Chase. Scrooged is the 1988 Christmas comedy directed by Richard Donner, starring Bill Murray and Kelly Allen. This is where I say something clever or funny, but my mind's blank and I don't have a lot of time. So get in. We're going cinephilin'. Kolter, what's up, dude?
I don't want to do Krampus.
Chase, welcome.
Oh, hey, Jordan.
Jeez.
You guys feeling a little Scroogey today, or what?
I do.
Yeah. No, I feel fine. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. I love Christmas.
I love Christmas too. Christmas is so fun. I will
Pretty
buy
lights.
a present for you if you buy one
Presents.
for me, and we
Christmas
share
trees.
them around the table
Cookies.
and talk movies.
Yay.
I love Christmas. So Scrooged, I understand, Kolter, you love this movie.
I do. It is a all over the place tonal thing that comes together magically. This is yet another example of Bill Murray coming on the scene and mixing things up and butting heads with the director, and out of all of it came this very interesting and wonderful little movie.
So tell me, what is so interesting about it? What is it that you love? Why?
Well, I don't know if I can give the movie itself all the credit for this, as much as you've got to give, I guess you got to give that Charles Dickens guy some credit. Obviously, this is a very, very much a take on A Christmas Carol. But as a character piece, there are a few movies that do a character arc quite like this, where it's just so, the journey is so obtuse and calculated, and out of the other side comes almost a completely different character. So for me, it's the character arc, it's the comedy. Of course, it's one of those movies where it's like you can't have anybody else but Bill Murray in this role. We talked about A Wonderful Life last year and how that movie makes you feel at the end of it, and how impactful it is. I think it's the same for this. It's just much more chaotic and crazy, and like I said, kind of a tonally, it's a little all over the place.
Yeah, it's a little all over the place.
It's got all the pieces that I love. I love Bill Murray. I love his humor. But this one just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. Bill Murray's jokes weren't hitting the way I wanted them to. I think it might have been because of the nature of his character at the start.
Yeah.
He plays like this asshole instead of like an idiot. That's the only way that I can try to pinpoint why it didn't work, why it rubbed me the wrong way.
Sure.
I think his character should be more asshole than idiot, but Kolter, I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
How old were you when you saw Scrooged for the first time?
9, 10, maybe 8 or 9 or 10 or something.
Old enough to be gifted some veal.
Yeah, right.
Did you get veal for Christmas?
I wouldn't have even known what it was at the time.
I don't know what it is now.
You don't know what veal is?
No.
Baby cow, dude. It's baby cow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Baby cow?
Baby cow, yeah. Young cow, not baby, but young cow. Apparently
Yeah.
it's extra tender.
Yeah.
Wow.
They do horrible things to it to keep its meat supple and soft.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I wouldn't
but
mind some veal for Christmas.
delicious.
Veal.
I do have to say,
Delicious.
I don't think Chase's take is an uncommon take. I think a lot of people have a similar issue with this movie, because where I find his assholishness and the jokes that come from that funny, I think it does rub a lot of people the wrong way. I think this was pre-Groundhog Day, but what we're seeing here is Bill Murray again coming on set, screwing with the script, ad-libbing, doing his own thing. And I think where it really works is towards the end of the movie, but maybe not so much at the beginning.
Yeah, the back half is a lot better in that way.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't want to pile on here.
Yeah.
That means he's going to.
I
And he
don't-
wants to.
Yeah.
I don't want to pile on here. No, I want you to
pile
do
on.
most of the talking. You love this film, and I want you to do most of the talking. But my experience was something a little bit similar to Chase's. I couldn't help but wonder if Bill Murray was the wrong part for this role. So he does Ghostbusters, and he's super successful.
Yeah.
Then he goes into a short retirement.
Oh, he
Goes on
retired
a little
before
He
this?
goes on a little hiatus. Yeah.
Goes away to France. He comes back 4 years later to do this film. And I don't know that I ever, maybe it's not his fault.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the tonal chaos of the film.
Yeah.
But I never really bought into his character. There are moments in the film where he's trying to play that asshole, but he's also Bill Murray, which has a little bit of charm and silliness to it, which made it difficult for me to buy into that successful, arrogant, narcissistic executive who cares about nobody else and is willing to fire people for saying something dumb on Christmas Eve. And he's yelling at everybody. He's going around just yelling at everybody.
Yeah.
And his humor didn't always land. And it's a Christmas movie with ghosts. I mean, it's tonal chaos. I mean, like you said that about this film, Kolter, and yet you still love it. You think it wrapped up.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I didn't come out loving this film. It was part Bill Murray and part tonal chaos. Surprisingly. That surprises me. But
okay. Yeah, these are all fair assessments, I think, because Bill Murray had normally been part of an ensemble cast. He did one other movie. It was kind of more dramatic. I think Razor's Edge right before this. And this was kind of one of his first leading man roles where I think, Richard Donner had a hard time reining him in. We've heard that before we were talking about that with Groundhog Day. At what point does the director just throw up his hands and go, oh shit, whatever. We're too far into this. We got to move on to the next thing. And then you're left with what you're left with. Yeah, those asshole-ish moments, I think they're just a little bit more fun for me. I think because of my affinity for Bill Murray, the actor, not necessarily the person, I guess I'm a little bit more forgiving. And it's, the violence is weirdly cartoonish. You would almost, if you told me this was a Joe Dante movie, that Joe Dante directed this movie, it would almost make more sense. There's that ridiculous thing in the beginning where they've got the over-the-top violent Christmas special, and some of the characters and things that happen in that are kind of Joe Dante-ish. But I don't know. There's kind of a weird charm in him being an asshole. I think the quieter moments is where the comedy works a little bit better, and not the over-the-top kind of in-your-face thing with the Ghost of Christmas Present kind of just beating the shit out of him constantly. It's like it's played for laughs. Doesn't always work. Like those aren't my favorite moments of comedy in the movie, and it's the quieter moments where he's realizing what an asshole he's been, or he's forced to remember the trauma of his childhood, and it's those moments where it's probably by design the story was trying to work its hardest. But for all we know, and I think it's probably the case, Bill Murray probably got in there and messed up the soup a little bit. Too many potatoes, too much salt.
He definitely butt heads pretty hard with Richard Donner, and there was a lot of contention on set. As I'm sitting here thinking, what was it about this film that didn't work?
Yeah.
Bill Murray definitely crossed my mind, and I love him as an actor.
Yeah.
So I don't want to point the finger at him, but
I said it was his assholishness, but maybe it wasn't, because he's pretty cynical in Groundhog Day.
He is.
He's great in Groundhog Day.
He's like the main character. You follow him the whole time. But you love him the whole time. I don't know what it was that was so different about this one.
So then I started wondering, maybe it's the director. Maybe it's Richard Donner.
Yeah.
Maybe this film would have been better under an Ivan Reitman.
Yeah, potentially.
And Richard Donner's no slouch. I mean, he is a respected director. He did The Omen. He did the original Superman. He did Ladyhawke. He did Goonies. He did Lethal Weapon. He did Maverick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a resume that most directors in Hollywood would kill to have.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's not someone that jumps out at me when I think of comedies. There are other directors that are more successful and respected in that space.
Yeah.
It just made me wonder, maybe an Ivan Reitman type director could have taken this script to another level.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then, of course, the writing, Mitch Glazer and Michael O'Donoghue wrote this.
Yeah.
Mitch Glazer wrote The Recruit. He did, that's really his biggest writing credit is The Recruit.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know The Recruit?
I don't think so. Who's in it?
Oh, it's got Al Pacino and Colin Farrell.
Never seen it.
Not a great movie. I mean, it's good, but not great. Michael O'Donoghue didn't do much. I don't know. I don't know who to blame for the chaos in this.
I don't know either. The two of them worked with Bill Murray on the script early on, and Bill Murray recalled going through it and just tearing it to pieces. Then you had your shooting script. You show up to set, and Bill Murray's ad-libbing, and that's throwing his co-stars off that are kind of more classically trained, stick to the script. So it ends up being this thing where it's like, it's weird.
No, that's a very good point. You can't blame the writer. You can't blame the writer. Even if the writing is messy, in a situation like that, you can't blame the writer. I'm looking at Bill Murray for the chaos, or I'm looking at the director, Richard Donner.
Yeah, I still think I'm kind of one of those people that I think that the end of the movie kind of makes up for some of the. I mean, it's cheesy. It's a cheesy thing to say, but I'm like when he's on that tirade at the end. I mean, Roger Ebert has kind of famously said he thought that was just neurotic nervous breakdown and it was played the wrong way. If you're going to go balls to the walls the whole movie and do all these crazy things and have all these crazy set pieces and kind of this crazy character to begin with, I think it has to have that sort of over the top, almost overly passionate realization that the character comes to. That's kind of where it all comes together for me, is that ending scene. And you just, you get to see the sincerity in Bill Murray's eyes. He's like, eyes are welling up with tears halfway through it. He's so convicted, you could feel it. And then, of course, you got your little Tiny Tim character that speaks for the first time, and it's maybe it's a little schlocky, a little schmaltzy, maybe, but it's sweet enough that it works for me. I don't know.
I thought it was a little crazy at first. When he first comes out of the elevator after being with the third ghost.
It is.
And he has the interaction with the guy with the shotgun. That was like, whoa, there is no way this guy just had to come to Jesus. He is on some cocaine and something else that's really good that I want.
Yeah.
But if it's going to send me on a Christmas rant like that after, that's what I want.
So, first of all,
I did like the ending scene.
Yeah.
And even the stupid little kid who doesn't talk the whole movie and then finally talks at the end.
Stupid
I even like
shit.
that.
Yeah.
I hate it because I like it a little bit. You
Yeah,
know?
there's something like, God damn it, they ended up getting me. You kind of resent the movie for like, I don't know, how do I? Okay, God,
Yeah.
sure.
part of me felt like we didn't see the transition of Frank Cross from this narcissist to this humble, loving, caring person. We didn't see it.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
jilted.
see it.
Yeah.
And again, if we depict that transition, that change of character,
Yeah.
I think we have a totally different movie. And I don't know it's a Christmas comedy anymore. I mean, it can definitely have some comedic scenes, but it becomes a new thing altogether. It becomes a very serious film.
Yeah.
And so, again,
I think that's what it needs, though. I think comedy needs to take more of a backseat.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I think this just adds to the tonal chaos. Like, I walked away thinking, wait, where was Frank Cross' transition? I never believed it on any sort of emotional level. And then, on the other hand, if you're going to make it serious, it's a totally different film, and it's totally different direction. And so, I don't know, just tonal mess, right? This is just evidence of the tonal mess. But I do want to say, there are a lot of really great things about this movie.
Yeah.
I thought the ghosts, particularly the first two. The first ghost shows up.
Yeah.
It's played by John Forsythe. He's Lou Hayward, and he is Frank Cross's old boss.
Yeah.
The practical effects of him, his
great.
whole bit, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. When he showed up, I was like, okay, here we go. Like, I'm in. I'm on board. We're starting to go. I thought he was great.
Wait, so what ghost was he? Because it was the past, present, and future, but he was before all that?
He was before all that. Remember, he shows up and he's like...
He was drinking and it was all spilling out.
Yeah.
He's got
was
the
he,
rat...
though? What was the, significance of his character?
He was Frank Cross's old boss.
Yeah, but
is that like in the Charles Dickens story?
Absolutely it is, yeah. So it's, I think, Jacob, I want to say, is the character's name in the Christmas Carol, where Ebenezer Scrooge is first visited by like an associate, a former associate of his, and that essentially, because most of the story beats from the novel and the movie are spot on. So you got this guy showing up, warning him, then telling him he's going to be visited by three spirits throughout the night.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it is.
He kind of sets the stage for the whole thing.
Jacob Marley. That's who he's based on.
Jacob Marley, there you go. I got half of
I
it.
thought he was great, man, with the golf ball in the head and the mouse running around and the practical effects and him holding him out the window and all of that. I thought that was great. I thought the cab driver, the ghost of Christmas Past, played by David Johansen, I thought he was great.
Yeah.
I didn't like him for some reason.
Come on, man.
He was great, but I was just like, I don't know. I just didn't like him.
We're a little bit
I
of a
wish I could say
silliness starts.
something more significant about him, but I just was like,
I just didn't like him.
yeah.
I didn't quite follow the ghost of Christmas Present. That's where I started to really kind of get lost. When she's played by Carol Kane, who's a great actress, but when she shows up, I was like, okay, now I think I'm totally lost in the tone of the film. I don't know how to think about it from here.
Well, that's where it gets silly, that like cartoon violence gets ramped up.
Yeah.
I remember watching that movie when I was younger. That was like their favorite thing. That was like the thing the movie was known for, is her just beating the shit out of him the whole time. But then when I watch it now, I'm like, I don't think any of this, it needs to be a totally different character, or the movie needed to feel that silly before this happened. It's weird.
What do you guys think of the score of this film? Danny Elfman did the score.
Yeah, sure. Does Danny Elfman ever do a bad score? I loved it.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
And he does a great score here. It's an interesting score for a Christmas movie because there are elements of it that are a little bit darker.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's where I think more of the comedy should have come from. Because Bill Murray's comedic attempts when he's being more subtle or funnier, like when he's talking to Jacob in his office, and kind of like in Ghostbusters, where it's like these things are in front of him and he can't deny their existence, but he's still like, I don't care. Like, I don't. This doesn't really. He's like turning his head away from Jacob's bad corpse breath. And then later on in the elevator, when it's a Christmas ghost of Christmas future, whatever the hell that's called, then he opens up the cloak and it's just a bunch of creatures in there, and he's like, "Wow, our guys did that. That's pretty impressive." Yeah. His delivery works better when it's not so cocaine fueled, maybe.
Here's another cool little fact about this film: Frank Cross's brother in the film was James Cross. Do you know the actor that played James Cross?
I don't think so.
It's John Murray, who is Bill Murray's brother in real life.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So the two brothers in the film are two brothers in real life.
Yeah.
Was that a real picture of them?
That might have been.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, it's funny. It's one of his brothers was in Ghostbusters too. But yeah, there was a ton of Murrays in this, which is kind of an interesting touch. Yeah, there's three Murrays. I think John Doyle Murray, the Murray you mentioned, Jordan, and then there's another one.
So Bill Murray, John Murray plays his on-screen brother.
Yeah,
Brian Doyle Murray plays their father. And then Joel Murray has a cameo as a party guest.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, this film was nominated for an Academy Award. It was nominated for Best Makeup, lost to Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to win for makeup when you're up against Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I fall on this one, Kolter. I'm not going to lie. I love that you love it, and I want to love it, and there's still a good possibility that I can fall in love with it. When this film came out, it was met with very mixed reviews. Some people loved it. Some people heavily criticized it. And over time, its reputation has grown, and people have come to like it more. I hope that as I continue to watch this film, assuming I do continue to watch this film, then maybe I'll like it more.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll love it.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. It's on its face, you see the cast, and it's like, oh man, it's packed with all kinds of talent. And then the characters themselves are all over the place. I mean, you got Bobcat Goldthwait is playing his typical neurotic, nervous character he played in way too many movies. You got Carol Kane's kind of sincere, quiet. I think it worked well enough, but it could have worked even better if whatever kind of tonal mishaps with this movie were kind of reined in during production. But yeah, to me, it's kind of this weird. I think my appreciation as an adult currently comes from the end product being, entertaining, watchable, but kind of perplexing and sort of confusing for all the reasons that we've talked about. Like, why this choice and why that choice? Or were they just over it and they had to move on and that's what they had in the can and that's what they had to use? I think it's all some of that. It comes together to make this kind of weird science experiment of a tale, and
it's so 80s that way.
Very 80s that way. Yeah, it's got like these weird, there's some splashes of Tim Burton here and there and Joe Dante, and it's just enough to make it work, but also it's also kind of fun to be like, again, I think it's fun to talk about movies that we're all, lauding, but it's also fun to talk about movies that I'm like, oh, this is kind of a fun one for me, but for you guys, it's like, well, that was weird.
So you guys remember the guy with the shotgun? Who is that? He was my favorite part of this movie. Who was the guy with the shotgun?
I don't know. He was a maniac, though.
The actor or the character?
I don't know. Either. Both.
The actor's Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh, yeah, Bobcat. Bobcat, how'd I forget? His character is Elliot Loudermilk.
Whoa.
I thought he really worked in the movie.
Yeah, he was such an 80s staple, and he played that guy, kind of nervous, neurotic, talking in the back of his throat. He played that character in, like, every freaking movie.
What else did he play in? I can't think of anything else that he played in.
He was in Police Academy.
Okay.
He probably played a normal character at some point in his career. He went on to direct.
I like Bobcat Goldthwait. I thought he was good in this.
Is his first name Bob, middle name Cat?
No, Bobcat is his first name.
No way.
Yeah.
Bobcat. That's not even a stage name?
No. And his little brother's Billy Goat.
Wow.
Is it really?
Sure is. Yeah. And his little sister's Bunny.
And his parents were siblings.
His parents were siblings.
Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, that sounds about right.
His father's name was Gander, named after the family's beloved goose. And the mother's name was Ashley, but everyone called her a bitch. After a female dog.
Yeah.
Great family, animal advocates. Hey, Kolter, I want you to clarify something for me.
Yeah.
How much did you love Scrooge on a scale of 1 to 5? Let's go ahead and rate it.
This is a tough one to rate, right? It's fair to say I like it for the wrong reasons. This is what I was going to say earlier, is I hope you guys didn't feel like it was a waste of time to check this one out. I think it's got just enough about it that works, and what doesn't work is kind of perplexing to me as a former film student and filmmaker in a way that's like, it's kind of fascinating for some reason. What doesn't work, I can identify it. I know. I'm like, that's an odd choice. That's weird. But I don't know. There's something about it. There's a kind of weird charm to it for me. And I think I just love the way this movie ends in this kind of, at least what I feel like is a very ad-libbed, kind of very genuine, sincere delivery by Bill Murray. It gets me every time. It's fun. It works. I enjoy it. It's a kind of a little slice of time. So I think I would land it like a 3.5. It's nowhere close to perfect.
All right.
It's not competent enough to give it any higher than that, but I still love it.
Good. We all have our guilty little pleasures.
It is what it is, and it's not trying to be anything else. I'm going to land 2 stars on this one.
Okay.
So tonally, this film was just difficult for me. And as I've thought about it, as we've talked about it here, I've decided I'm going to put the blame on Bill Murray. I think he's chaotic on set. He's changing scripts, and he's ad-libbing, and he's improvising all the time. I think he was coming off a high from Ghostbusters where that style of filmmaking really worked. He brought so much to Ghostbusters. I think he's trying to do the same thing here. Based off the success of Ghostbusters, I think maybe it went to his head, and I don't know that it worked. I'm going to blame him for the tonal craziness in this film. As much as I love Bill Murray and I hate to point a finger, that's where I'm pointing it. I'm going to come at 2.5 stars. I think this film is worth watching, and I will watch it again, Kolter. I promise you that. We want to know, what did you think of Scrooged? Please tell us.
If you're like me and Jordan, one of the biggest problems with the movie was the character arc. It just felt a little weird. He comes around a little too fast at the end. Well, what if he never came around? What if he eventually lost his job and became this lonely guy and went to visit Japan looking for love? I'm talking Lost in Translation with Bill Murray, 2003, directed by Sofia Coppola. Watch it. Watch it. Great movie. Watch it.
Thank you for listening to Faster Film Critic, and next week we're talking Benoit Blanc and Wake Up, Dead Man. You can also follow us on Letterboxd, Cinetrack, Instagram, email us at fasterfilmcritic@gmail.com, hit us up with questions, comments, feedback, and review requests, and share this episode with your movie-loving friends.